Hey, welcome to Screenplay Junkie. My name's Drew Hellmich, and I love screenwriting and everything there is about movies. But before anything makes it to the screen, it always begins with text on paper. So if you're a fellow addict of film and storytelling, join my brothers, Matt and Bryan, and I as we take a look at various types of screenplays, short stories, and other source material that were crucial to the creation of the stories we all love. There will be spoilers, though, so I do recommend being familiar with the title that's being discussed. Sound good? All right, then let's get started. Welcome back, fellow story addicts. We hope you're all doing well and staying healthy during these very strange times. This is Screenplay Junkie episode number 52, DM&B here, and today we have Men in Black. And if you're watching the video version, you can see that we are trying to look the part.
This is a classified episode. We decided to get dressed up.
Yeah, the part. Well, you guys clearly kept some information classified from me. I mean, I was ready. I was down here like 15 minutes ago, ready to do this episode. You guys just strolled down, looking like you just came off set of Men in Black. I mean, my feelings are hurt. Why was I not included on this like memo?
Well, exactly, because there's only two Men in Black.
I mean, we considered it.
There's only two in the movie?
There's only two in the movie, two main Men in Black, so...
That's why?
Yeah. We couldn't just include you.
Right, sorry. We were considering, I mean, you could be like a civilian of some sort. Maybe if you want to be the Uncle Rico character in the beginning of the movie.
Something of the lines of that.
Well, joke's on you guys, I'll say, because I don't even like getting dressed up. I cannot stand putting on dress clothes. I mean, because you guys are decked out right now. Dress pants, you got the shoes on.
Yeah, we're totally wearing dress pants, right? Even though the frame can only see us from like the torso up, we are totally wearing dress pants and dress shoes right now.
And I'm just podcasting way more comfortable than you guys, so I don't even mind. I'm chilling.
I'm pretty comfortable.
Can you guys see with those glasses on at all?
I can, yeah, definitely.
Your computer screen, you can read it? You can see it?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, good, because we need you to.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you guys this too. If you guys are in the Men in Black and you are wearing suits, how the heck are you going to fight crime? How are you going to stop aliens from doing bad stuff? Like in a suit. I think you can't run in a suit.
Well, maybe just at that point, because it's such like a prestige like facility or like what do you want to call it, FBI that they're a part of, that this type of suit they're wearing is like elastic and comfortable.
Oh, so maybe
they have the technology.
It's dry fit. What is it made by?
In a
Nike?
way, yes.
So they're like wearing suits that are like that's like sportswear.
Correct.
Okay, so the dress pants are essentially sweatpants, is what you're saying?
But yes, but they look like dress pants.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could chase down an alien wearing dress shoes.
Have you ever ran in a suit? Like, have you ever just like decided to go for a sprint?
No.
I have not. I didn't decide to do it. It was I just had to run for whatever reason. But
where were you running from?
Well, I wasn't running from something. I was running to something. But
okay.
It hurts the soles of your feet running in dress shoes
definitely.
Horribly. It's terrible. I wouldn't recommend it. So.
Like I said, I hate dressing up.
That'd be awful.
My only upside about dressing up is just pockets. Like if you got a suit jacket on, I mean, the jacket gives you more pockets. Mm-hmm. Pants pockets for dress clothes, they're pretty standard. Mm-hmm. But the suit, like I said, just...
The jacket has maximum storage. Yeah. I agree with that.
You can have a lot more items on you, which is good.
The number of
if you're hunting
really
aliens,
helpful,
right?
Yes.
You want to have a lot of inventory if you're going to be chasing aliens all day.
You need that inventory. Yeah,
I agree
for sure. But I don't know how much weight you'd be able to carry. What's the weight limit? Like 200 until you become fat and you can't move anymore, like in Skyrim or Fallout or something.
We're talking inventories now. That's where we've gone. We've gone all the way to inventory weight. I think the Men in Black can carry as many things as they want because they could just throw their stuff in the back of the car, right? You don't have to carry it all.
Yeah.
You can keep all your gear.
Trunk inventory.
In the trunk, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we made it this far. That was fun. Men in Black, though, right?
Yeah.
We're here. We're ready.
What a movie.
I'd say
highly entertaining.
1997, which kind of blew my mind. Like I did not know that this movie was that old.
I mean, it's definitely one of the movies that defines like cinema in the 90s, I think, for sure.
I can
agree with that.
I read that it influenced like Marvel to make superhero movies because of how successful it was with like just like two hero characters Saving
That too.
saving
Winning
the
it
world,
out,
baby.
yeah.
Saving the world.
Or just being based off a comic book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
I think a lot
that's
of people forget that, or maybe don't even know that. I mean, of course, in the opening credits, they say based off the comic book or graphic, whatever they say. I can't remember.
Graphic novel.
Yo, good
the way
transition,
they
by
did
the
it.
way. Well done.
Wow, thank you.
Well done, sir.
I would hope it's a good transition. That's the goal here, right. Anyways,
Are we going to get into the comic book now, then, or should we?
I just want to say I was just branching off your comment, like that maybe it made Marvel start to do that, because I know
I think you're right.
Blade came out in like 1998.
Really? And that was based off a
1999.
comic?
Wesley Snipes.
Blade
That would
is
be
a
a sweet one to read, actually.
Blade is a Marvel comic book. Yes.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that either.
Violent comic book.
Blade is with Spider-Man at some point.
Okay.
They
Really?
fight together. Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of raw.
But I want to say, what are some other comic books that we know of that have been made into television movies?
Besides
there's
superheroes,
so many.
'cause, like the superhero. I mean, that
Right.
covers like,
because the list
you
is
name like 20 movies.
The list is humongous, but like just that you know of. I mean, like The Walking Dead, right? AMC.
Oh yeah, that was a comic.
What else?
I can't think of anything else that was a comic book and then has been made.
Yeah,
into
I got
a movie.
nothing, sadly. I don't know.
I mean, because we're not
Charlie Brown, was that a comic?
No.
That was a comic.
All
yeah.
right, I mean that was a total guess. Shut up,
No, it was.
sunglasses.
I had no idea, honestly.
You don't know. You're talking shit over there. You don't know.
It started as a comic in the newspaper, yeah, I believe. But yeah, I mean, I know I myself, I do read comic books. I don't read a lot. I'm not an avid comic book reader, so I'm not going to claim that I am. But I read a couple. I mean, I'm sure other comic book readers out there can tell us. So if you know of anything, let us know. Comment on some other comic books that have made into movies. I know 30 Days of Night was a graphic novel.
Oh.
That if you know that movie with Josh Hartnett, right? Vampires.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's probably
ton
a
of
lot
stuff.
out there that
Ton
we
of
just
stuff.
don't know was based
Right.
on a comic book.
Right.
I mean, for me, comic books is a whole other world. Like I don't read them at all. I don't know really anything about them. But it's tons of content that's out there, and I'm sure movies have been based on them a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, let's. What do we want to do? We want to go to the IMDb info right now?
Yeah,
or?
let's do it. I mean, like I said, I was shocked this movie came out in 1997. It was July 2nd, 1997. Summer blockbuster. I mean, what better
Yeah.
time to release this movie?
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah.
Summer of 1997. Here's the log line. A police officer joins a secret organization that polices and monitors extraterrestrial interactions on Earth.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
It's a good log
I mean,
line.
that's
I love the
definitely-
one sentence ones, just because I can really just get through them.
That's. I
Just
mean,
get
I
it
don't
over
think.
with.
I think that's what makes a log line successful. You know,
The
you
one
don't want
sentence.
you don't want it to be anything
they're
long line.
Yeah, they're. You pack a whole story right into one sentence.
I'm looking at the
Just
movie.
find
It's
most
kind
important,
of sounds
yeah.
really difficult to.
Narrow it down. Just think about it and just narrow it down to one sentence.
Okay.
You gotta get me interested. And this one,
That's all. It's about piquing
I'm
interest.
interested.
Yes.
It was directed by Barry Sonnenfeld. This movie, I've never heard of that director, and it was written by Lowell Cunningham. That was the guy who made the comic, and Ed Sullivan is credited for the screenplay,
Okay.
the adapted screenplay.
All right. Yeah, I don't know who any of those guys are, but
Nope.
good
Great job,
Good
guys.
job,
Yeah,
guys.
seriously.
Well done. Should we give him a golf
Well
clap?
done.
Golf clap?
Sure.
All right. So Tommy Lee Jones starred in this movie alongside Will Smith with Linda Fiorentino, Vincent D'Onofrio, and Rip Torn. Rip Torn, all-time name for an actor.
Wow.
Do you know what else Rip Torn
Sounds
is
like
in?
I don't know. He sounds like a professional wrestler, though. Rip Torn. He'll tear you to pieces.
Come on, Rip Torn.
I don't know.
Come on, he's known for throwing wrenches at people.
Oh, dodgeball. He's Patches O'Houlihan.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
That's actually him.
I've got
Yeah,
a
that's
couple of hookers up in my room if you want to join. I think I'm good.
Yeah, he's dead.
He passed away in real life?
Yeah, because that is dead, not the artist. That is dead, though. Yes,
Okay. Well,
in real life. Yeah.
rest in peace,
Yeah.
sir.
Wow.
Great actor. And his performance in this movie was stellar.
Yeah.
He was good.
He's just the
He's like the fearless leader
yes.
who shows no emotions. All right, well, they made Men in Black back in 1997 for $90 million. $90 million. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And the
of coin.
CGI, honestly, like I'll just say this, it kind of didn't look horrible for being
No,
over
not-
20 years old.
No, it
It
doesn't
looked
look
pretty
bad.
damn
It holds
good.
up.
Worldwide, the movie made just under $600 million. And as we all know, this movie franchised. You know, they made, I think there's 4 total now, or 3.
I think there's 4.
Right.
There's 4. Yeah, I think
4
there's
total.
last release was 2019 of something.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
saw that one. It has,
Neither
like,
have I, yeah.
it has 2 different characters, I think.
I think
Okay.
it's like Chris Hemsworth. I'm pretty sure.
Is he's one of them?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I'm not sure, but yeah. I mean, maybe we could check it out in the future.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, this movie kind of sucked me into the Men in Black universe because I really enjoyed watching this film today, the original.
You know, I think I didn't realize how funny this movie is.
I want to talk about that later. Let's hold off on that.
Right.
You guys want to do trivia?
Yeah.
All right. So the original script for this said the film was going to be set in an underground base and like locations including Kansas, Washington, D.C., Nevada, right? Maybe out by Area 51. But the director basically wanted to make New York City the film's entire location just because he thought it'd be more believable that aliens could be hiding out among New Yorkers, right? Because the city's so densely populated.
Yes.
You're constantly interacting around a bunch of random people. So, like, he just figured that'd be a place where aliens could fit in. And I have to agree with him with that.
I like that
Concrete
concept
jungle.
a lot, yeah.
And he also had the idea to, like, include, like, landmarks as, like, possible spaceship.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I can't talk. Did you, like, that
Spaceship.
Yeah,
Space,
it's all right. That was a tongue twister.
Okay.
Space ships. There we go. All right, yeah.
I like the landmark addition though. It's pretty cool because I mean people walk by it, think nothing of it.
Hidden alien
and
technology.
lo and behold, it's just exactly.
A flying saucer.
So what you're
right
telling
above
me
your
is
head.
all of the pyramids are actually spaceships. I think that's what you're telling me.
I've heard conspiracies
Basically.
that the pyramids are a way, like they're like satellites to communicate.
Sounds like you've been watching a little too much Ancient Aliens on History Channel.
Yeah, and then just the guy with that big ass hair who's just like aliens.
All right, let's get back to Men in Black. So the guy who wrote the comic, Lowell Cunningham. I mean, we're going to talk about the comic, I think, a little more in depth in a little bit here. But
We will.
The comic was much darker and drier than the family-oriented science fiction comedy, right? That had Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones in it. In the comics, like the Men in Black survey not only extraterrestrial activity, but also like paranormal things, supernatural things on Earth. And they do whatever it takes to maintain like their secrecy on Earth. I think in the comic they're just allowed to like whack people if they need to like make sure they don't get caught.
Whoa.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a lot different than the movie. But we'll get there. We'll talk about that. I think Drew, you have a ton on it, right?
I have some information.
Because we all read the original comic, like episode 1 or whatever they're called.
Issue, yeah.
Drew did a couple more of reading, so it'll be interesting to hear like what kind of went down.
Yeah, he decided
in
to
the
go
comic.
over and beyond.
I heard there's werewolves
above and
but
beyond on us, Matt.
We'll see. Well, I knew this from listening to a different podcast that's out there, but apparently there's like a ton of Men in Black lore. Like these guys have existed well before this movie or comic came out. There's been lore about these guys being aliens, like coming into Earth, visiting people. I mean, have you guys heard anything about that?
No, nothing other than what you shared, saying that you heard about that kind of stuff. Not myself. I've never.
It was
dug
real
into it.
brief for myself. Like I knew about like what they were and how it's like what other conspiracies, like what I guess we can compare to like ghouls and ghosts in a way.
I mean, the background I'll just give the listeners right now is that like what I was told on this podcast is that the real life Men in Black, if you believe this, are like aliens wearing human skin. Like they're not real humans. They're pretending to be, and they're
Weird
like,
looking, yeah.
They're coming around like interviewing you if you've seen an alien or like shit like that. It's all really creepy. I don't buy it at all whatsoever. But there's people out there that believe it, and if you want to find out more about that, you probably can just hop on Google. Have some fun.
I mean, that sounds like a really interesting topic to get into. Real or not, don't care. Sounds
But-
super interesting.
And what better time to do it than right now when all of us just have time, right? Just hop on the internet and look up some conspiracies, baby. Really open up your brain.
Get real knowledgeable in some conspiracies.
You guys remember, like, one of the best parts of the movie is when they're, like, showing on screen, like, these, like, celebrities that they're like, yep, they're all aliens, Will Smith. Like, look at them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you didn't know, on the screen that they show for a few seconds during the movie, the people that are said to be aliens are Al Roker, Isaac Mizrahi, which I don't even know who that is, Danny DeVito, who we all know that is.
Oh, really?
The
He's on
director of the movie was on there. The director's daughter, he threw his kid in there and said, hey, look, she's an alien. Sylvester Stallone, which was the most funny one on there.
Yeah.
Newt Gingrich, George Lucas, and Steven Spielberg were all on there, too.
Yeah.
Marked as aliens.
I know Steven Spielberg was an executive producer of this movie, and also
Right.
his production company, Amblin, made it. So
okay.
it makes sense that Steven Spielberg was
Don't
up
you
there.
wonder why he didn't direct it, though? You think he would have just
it's true.
decided to make it
Maybe
himself?
it was-
He didn't want to, I guess.
Something else was going on? Maybe during the year, maybe he had another project. Who knows?
It's possible. All right, let's talk about the bad guy in this movie. You know the Bug, the big cockroach guy? Well,
Yeah.
like, the body that guy wears throughout the movie, the actor's name is Vincent D'Onofrio, right? And I guess he researched his role to play a bug by watching bug documentaries.
Nice.
Yeah, and in order to achieve his like character's walk, since it was all like, you know, just the gait was so weird, he like attached braces to his knees, so he like they were
just
locked,
like locked his knees,
and he couldn't bend his knee. Yeah, that's how he achieved like such a weird walk.
So did he just binge like Animal Planet or something?
He must have.
I appreciate the all out for the part. Yeah,
it just that's some heavy research. Like really a method actor. He's like, I must be a bug. How do I become a bug?
I am Bug.
Was he like crawling around on set?
Yeah, honestly.
I know each day it took like 6 hours for him to get his makeup on to look so weird.
That's a long time, man. Damn. What do you do for like that 6 hours, you know, while you're getting that makeup on? You just sit there and wait.
Chill, yeah. Just think about all that green, all that money you're getting paid. I don't know what else.
Don't get an itch on your face.
I mean,
that would be awful.
I would love to know how many days he had to do that 6 hours of makeup. Like, was it just a week?
They were probably trying to bang it out as fast as possible.
I'm sure,
just for his sake.
Sure.
Like, yeah,
because that would
be
suck.
smart and efficient about it. Yeah.
Well, since we're still on the bug, you know, at the end of the movie when they kill the bug, it's CGI, right? Well, it originally wasn't supposed to be CGI. It was just going to be a puppet, like an animatronic.
Okay.
And the producers, they wanted a more action-packed ending, so that's why they cut the animatronic and decided to pay an extra $5 million, $5 mil, just to animate a few minutes of shots of that alien. And I think it made the ending a little better.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool seeing Tommy Lee Jones get eaten.
But then it would have been nice to see like a puppet, like if it's like a practical effect in a way.
Yeah, I mean, special effects are crazy, like because CGI or practical, they can both look amazing. They can both look pretty bad. However, it's however it's put together or whatever. I mean, I don't know anything about special effects, but I'm more of a practical effects person. So I when you say that they were considering a puppet, I'm like, ooh, I wonder what that would have looked like.
Yeah,
apparently they made it. Like I read that they spent 8 months making the damn thing, and then they just scrapped it because they thought it wasn't good enough.
Wow.
Just it didn't look believable or something.
So maybe there's some footage out there, like some pictures.
Yeah, that would look awesome.
We could check it out. Let's talk about Tommy Lee Jones. He only accepted this role after of like playing Agent K, right? He plays Agent K.
Yeah.
He only accepted it after Spielberg promised that they would rewrite the script and improve it because, like, I guess the first time through, he just didn't like it. So maybe it wasn't that good at first. I know Spielberg actually hired a different writer to come in and like rewrite the script, but the guy didn't get a credit for it.
Yeah, that happens. It sucks, but
got paid, but no credit.
Yeah. Just a ghostwriter on a script, yeah.
Essentially. Clint Eastwood was actually offered the role of K
Oh.
for Tommy Lee Jones.
I could tell. Yeah, they. I mean, they're different actors, but they're also like kind of similar in a way. I feel like, at least their delivery,
and
they're both
the
like
types of people they play. They
like
usually play
Texans.
straight men, like
Yeah,
guys
true.
that don't show a lot of emotion.
Yeah,
very boring.
yeah.
So I feel like he could have pulled it off.
I think Clint Eastwood would have been good in this role, but I love Tommy Lee Jones here too.
It's like one of my favorite movies he's ever done.
Yeah.
He's so good in this movie.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, so Will Smith, he didn't want to accept the role either when he was first given it. But apparently it says that his wife convinced him to take it.
Huh.
But you guys want to hear some other people that were lined up maybe to star as Agent J?
Please.
Oh yeah.
Chris O'Donnell. You guys know who that is?
No.
Yeah. Yes, he plays Robin in Batman and Robin.
The one with George Clooney.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
plays Robin, right? And he literally said, I refuse to take this role because it's another role where I'm a new recruit, like trying to rise in the ranks.
I got
Because
it.
after he just did Batman and he did 2 Batman movies, I guess, as Robin, and he just didn't want to be the sidekick again.
Dude, wah, man. Like, honestly.
That's
the way I look at
Like
it.
you're getting
He has to regret
You're getting paid money. You're being in a movie. You're having fun. Like, regardless of why is it so
You're hanging
up
out
to
with
you.
Tommy Lee Jones.
ego, dude. The
Ego.
guy's ego.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's just
definitely.
actors, I guess. I don't know. And then this is just.
Yeah. Who else?
I really don't know what to say about this. They wanted David Schwimmer from Friends. They wanted him.
Wait, what? Which
I got-
guy is that?
I have-
Ross from Friends, the tall guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays like the giraffe in Madagascar.
Could you imagine him being
Got you,
Agent
yes,
J instead
yes.
of Will Smith?
Is he the giraffe?
Yeah, no, he's the giraffe.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
that
okay.
was good. That was good. Good reference.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
he would
know
have
about
been
that.
awful.
I'm
He
pretty
would've been awful.
I'm pretty indifferent about that guy. Like don't really care for him as an actor.
There's
like,
no way
because,
he can hunt
because
and
I'm not
kill
a big
aliens.
I'm not like I don't watch Friends. Like I'm not a big Friends guy.
neither
You
do
know,
I.
None of us are.
like he's in Band of Brothers. Remember?
Okay.
And he's a very unlikable character in Band of Brothers.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. That would have been interesting to see him in Men in Black.
It would not have worked. Will Smith, he killed his role. Like he's the funniest part of the movie.
Oh,
his
definitely.
lines are the best part. Mm-hmm. So I can't imagine anyone else playing.
Is there anybody
Richard
else
J.
you got?
No, it was just those two guys.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I mentioned this earlier. Actually, when I first saw you guys dressed up, I thought of this. Like, their outfits in the Men in Black kind of look like the Blues Brothers, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what a
Yeah.
lot of like producers and people reading the script at first, they were like, "Oh, this is just like a Blues Brothers thing, but with aliens." And people like it turned them off. It turned them away from the film.
Dude,
Okay.
that is silly to me.
I think that's
That's
the farthest
like a
thing
s-
from
that's-
each other.
Yeah, like I mean,
Just because they're wearing suits.
I understand they're wearing if
Suits
they're
and
wearing the
sunglasses.
same thing. That's like saying that's like comparing army movies. Like
Yeah,
they
true.
all wear the same army uniforms.
All army movies are the same because they're all wearing combat gear. Yeah,
Like, it's
it
like,
is-
what?
It is kind of a dumb argument. But yeah, for some reason, producers and people like were sketchy about being involved with Men in Black because they were like, "Oh, it's just Blues Brothers but with aliens." It's like
That
what?
doesn't make any sense.
doesn't that,
No, yeah.
doesn't that sound cool?
Like they're not making music.
They could though. Maybe that's like the
music
future.
making aliens.
I mean,
future of Men in
I
Black.
mean, if Men in Black was a musical, then it's like okay, this is kind of like
they brought it to
Blues
ice.
Brothers.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out.
Wait, what are those like blue guys that make music? You know what I'm talking about? They have,
Blue
like-
Man Group.
Yeah. That's what the Men in Black. That's their future. They're just going to turn into Blue Man Group.
Okay.
All right, let's talk sunglasses. I mean, you guys know all about this since you're wearing them right now. Can you see anything? Can you guys see?
I can see
Of course,
everything.
yeah.
All right, well, you'll be happy to know that sunglasses sales went up from this movie.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, the exact kind of sunglasses that Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones were wearing in the film. The company that made those glasses, Ray-Bans, said that they had a 6 times increase of sales after this movie came out because people wanted those kinds of sunglasses.
I mean, they look nice. They
Nice,
look
dude.
fresh.
I think anything Will Smith wore in the late 90s, people wanted. People were like, oh, Will Smith
I
has it?
mean,
I'll
we
take it.
clearly saw that throughout the whole movie when he wasn't in a suit.
Timberlands.
He was having some 90s swag.
Yeah,
His
definitely.
like outfits and stuff.
Yeah, I just said like Timberlands and or is it Timberlands or Timberland
Tim.
is the freaking like pop guy or
Yeah.
rapper
Yeah.
guy or whatever. Right?
Timber, yeah.
Timberland.
Yes.
Timberlands and yeah, he had some like funny outfits. Like pretty colorful, funny outfits that you don't really see today.
No, but I felt like they kind of looked like people would wear them today. I feel like we're cycling back into like where some of that stuff that was cool back then is now.
I can
becoming
agree.
cool
Yeah, I've seen
The
like
trend?
outfits out there now.
Because famous people wear ridiculous things in public, and that's
True.
Like his outfits were just like ridiculous. So I feel like maybe it's making a comeback.
Trends come in and out, man.
If you guys remember in the towards the end of the movie, Will Smith, he's stomping on cockroaches, right? And
Yeah.
that really ticks off our bad
bug,
guy, the
yeah.
bug, the alien. Well, the American Humane Society made sure no animals were hurt during filming,
That's what I was thinking about.
including cockroaches. No cockroaches were hurt on set of the Men in Black.
Nice.
Will Smith during those scenes was actually crushing mustard packets.
Ooh, okay.
And that's where you got that yellowish goo coming around his shoe.
nice.
Yep.
That's a sweet substitute.
Yep.
Very
And
cool.
At the end of the day on set, when they filmed with these roaches, they had to count them up, make sure they had as many roaches as they had when they started, and they had to report that to the American Humane Society.
Nice.
Again, no cockroaches were harmed in the making of this film.
All right, let's talk about the origin of Men in Black. So first off, I know we already mentioned earlier that the movie is based on a comic book series, but did you guys know it was based on a comic book series?
I had no idea. I just assumed I knew that it was a movie and I knew Will Smith was in it, and that was it.
I thought it was just based off like the lore of the Men in Black, just how like there's people out there that actually believe that aliens are here among us all the time.
Okay.
I thought it just existed from that.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know it was based off a comic book either. Like probably
And that's probably because the comic didn't run for that long. It only ran for one like season, right?
as far as the original comic book series that I know of. I mean, I think there were like spin-offs.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. I didn't really know. I didn't really know either. I mean, of course, in the opening credits of the movie, they say based off the comic book by Lowell Cunningham, but I would say it's very hidden. But let's talk about the comic and what it is exactly. So, The Men in Black is an American comic created and written by Lowell Cunningham, illustrated by Sandy Carruthers, and originally published by Aircell Comics. And there were 6 issues that ran for 1 year from 1990 to 1991. So I'm not sure if he only planned to have 6 issues to complete the story or they were just cut off. I have no idea. And what is the general plot of the Men in Black comic? The Men in Black is an international intelligence organization which oversees and investigates both good and evil paranormal activity on Earth, which includes alien life, demons, mutants, zombies, werewolves, vampires, legendary creatures, and other paranormal beings.
I mean, that's a lot.
That's interesting.
There's a
super
lot
interesting.
going on in there.
Right? It's because
Like-
only in the movie it's just aliens.
Just aliens, yeah.
Whereas here, we're talking
like that opens up so much.
aliens, monsters, like
Vampires.
all kinds of shit. Yeah,
Come on.
undead.
Yeah.
Sounds sweet, and it's like exploration that like somebody should do.
It sounds cool, but it sounds like almost too much. Like in the movie, could you imagine if they they're trying to stop the big roach alien,
But they got flesh-eating
but then there's
zombies.
zombies and werewolves. It'd just be like a little
Yeah.
crazy. I think.
Okay.
It'd be a little too much.
And I think the movie did good about just isolating it down to one like breed of creature.
Okay.
I like the comic book idea where it's like this issue we fight this issue we do this. Like I like that variety, at least from the comic book perspective. But let's continue on with the general plot. So they're fighting all these creatures, and in order to keep their investigation secret, much of the global population is unaware of their activities, and they're liable to be neuralized to blank their memory of any interaction with the agents that include notable members like Z, J, and K.
Yeah. So if you see anything that they don't want you to see, they'll just flash you with that light thing.
Wipe your memory.
They
Yeah.
just wipe your memory and possibly give you brain cancer.
Yeah, and all of the characters that are, at least all of the main characters that are in the movie stem from the comic book. So how did the creator and writer Lowell Cunningham come up with the concept of Men in Black? So actually, these answers, questions and answers, are in the end of the first issue, where sometimes
that's sweet.
comic book writers will do like a Q&A with their readers.
Yeah.
And so somebody asked him, how did you come up with this? And so his answer is, a friend of his interested in UFO phenomena told him various rumors and legends surrounding UFOs. And the most fascinating stories to him involved mysterious men dressed in black who appeared after every UFO incident, which he thought would be a good idea for story or comic in this case. So Cunningham, he didn't want to focus entirely on UFOs and aliens, though, and he believes the Men in Black exist to suppress all socially explosive incidents. And if you don't know what that means, you'll find out, because let's talk about some of the issues here. We're going to talk about issues 1, 2, and 3 very, very quickly. I kind of just isolated the main plot points here.
Right, and all three of us read issue 1, but Drew, you went a little extra time and did 2 and 3 as well, right?
I did 2 and 3 because...
Did you skim them or did you read them?
No, I read them, yeah. They were very quick. I mean, when we said we wanted to do this, and by the way, this is the first time we've ever compared a comic book to a movie for source material.
Yeah.
After reading the first issue, I didn't feel satisfied. I was like, I don't really understand this at all. I want to read more of it. So it gave me like a broader perspective.
I had the same reaction when I read through it. Like, I don't read a lot of comics, so first of all, just like the structure of it kind of threw me off. And I had to like really focus to really understand who was talking first.
I like double back. Like I'd be like, what was that? I had to go back to the top, reread.
It did have me confused, and that's why I'm glad you read a little more, so we know a little bit more about this original comic book.
Because the comic book, it is the source material, right? And I'm always curious to know if anybody out there read these comics first and then saw the movie. Of course, all three of us sitting here watched the movie first. We were exposed to that, and now we're reading the comic book source material.
Which is probably why I didn't like the comic.
So it's different. It's like, what the hell is this? This is different than the movie, but these comic books were made first. And
only 7 years before, though, which is like kind of...
Yeah,
I found that to be odd. I figured they were out for like years and years and years.
A while, yeah.
Maybe, and then it gained like popularity. But yeah, it's kind of odd that this comic only ran for like 1 year.
A year, yeah.
6 issues, and then got made into like a biggest blockbuster of the late 90s.
Well, it's like who like picked up a copy of this comic and was like, oh, I can make this into a movie, right?
Yeah.
I can take this and make this movie because, for example, The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, it was like, you guys know who Frank Darabont is, right? He did like the Shawshank Redemption and the Green Mile. Does a lot of Stephen King stuff. I think the story goes is that he just like picked up he's a comic reader. He picked up an issue of The Walking Dead and was like, I love this. I want to make this into a show.
Okay.
So it's like who was reading this comic book, or maybe Cunningham himself like pitched it as a movie. I have no idea.
Okay.
But yeah. anyways,
Somebody forked up $90 million to make it.
yeah,
Somebody did.
somebody got it going. But let's talk about these issues. So, issue number 1, again, came out in 1990. It's called Initiation. So, and while we go through this, let's kind of make some parallels to the movie, because in every issue there are things that they take out, I feel like, and put them into the movie as we see it. So the first issue, it takes place in New Mexico, at the border of the U.S. and Mexico.
Oh, yeah, just like how the movie opens. 'Cause
Exactly.
The opening of this movie is like they pull over a van with Uncle Rico driving from Napoleon Dynamite, which is just a hilarious little plug.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And there's like an alien that's pretending to be a illegal immigrant.
Yes.
And then they blow him up, and there's like blue goo everywhere.
Yeah.
That's how it starts. So yeah, that's like New Mexico. So it's just like the comic.
Yeah. And so in these opening pages, we meet Kay and Zed, but you don't see Zed in the comic. He's just like this computer, like just some guy speaking to Kay, like from the headquarters or whatever, telling him what to do and stuff. And Kay's mission is that he's investigating a drug lord who's selling like a drug called the Berserker, which is some sort of thing that just like makes
like
a person
super-
unstoppable.
Super cocaine, it seems
Super
like.
cocaine, like
Yeah.
PCP, something along the lines.
Yeah.
PEDs, for sure. They're PEDs.
Yeah, and then Jay, I don't remember his actual name in the comic, but he's like an undercover cop working within this like criminal environment, trying to find out the information about the Berserker drug. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then as the story goes, Kay and Jay cross paths during a sting that Kay does on the drug lord, and Jay's recruited to join the Men in Black. And
As
then
Will Smith joins.
Yeah.
So it's basically the same idea. Like he finds a cop that he thinks could be a good MIB agent, and then they recruit him.
And then we
Same
also
idea.
get to see the neuralizer tool because it's
right.
used on like some of the criminal guys, and I think it's also used on Jay.
It is, yes.
Yeah, like in the movie.
That's such a terrifying tool if it existed. Like you could just
Oh my
change
God.
someone's life in a second. And just be
Absolutely.
like, and just tell them to do something, and then they have to do it because you said it.
Yeah, it is terrifying.
It's pretty crazy, yeah.
I mean, now that I think about it, it could happen to me. It could happen to you.
Maybe we all saw aliens.
You'll
we just
never
don't
know.
remember.
And then you have issue number 2, and this one is called Encounter. And this story opens on a farm in Oklahoma.
It sounds like aliens already.
Yeah,
Encounter,
yeah.
encountering some aliens.
Yeah,
Here we go.
we open on a farm in Oklahoma, and a farmer's met by an alien that looks like an ant.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, nice.
So alien
So,
looks like a bug.
Not
Okay.
not a cockroach, but we're dealing with an ant here, so we're on par.
Sounds very familiar, yes. And they even take some dialogue that was from the comic and put it into the movie. Remember where?
What, sugar water?
No, not that.
More sugar.
No, it's like the when the bug is in the divot, like when it crashes.
Okay.
Because in the comic it doesn't crash; it just lands and like goes to talk to the farmer. But if you remember in the movie,
A better pilot in the comic, you're saying?
better pilot, yes. If you remember in the movie, there's the part where the aliens like give up your weapon, and he's like, "You're only going to take this if you pry it from my cold dead fingers."
Yeah.
That happens in the comic book too. That same exact dialogue.
Oh, nice.
So they pulled that out of there.
Very cool.
And then we transition over to we get a glimpse of Jay doing some training with Kay, and they're doing like martial arts in a padded room, and it looks similar to something like The Matrix.
Are they wearing their suits?
No, they're wearing like
Like training gear?
like the traditional like
Workout clothes.
like martial arts gear.
Okay.
Type stuff. Yeah, it just reminded me of The Matrix, even though The Matrix wasn't even conceived yet. But
Yeah, just they're rocking like your basic high school PE uniform.
no, they were wearing like the garb, like I don't know what it's called, but anyways, so they're doing that, and then Kay and Jay are told by Zed to visit the farm in Oklahoma for a potential alien sighting. So they're given an assignment to go do.
Here we go.
Okay.
And here we see a method of the Men in Black travel, which is they get into a car, and then they drive it up a ramp into a helicopter that flies them to Oklahoma, and then just ejects them when they're close to like their area where they need to go.
It's like
That
that's
sounds
like
cheap to do.
Some
and,
James Bond shit. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Some like 007 da-na-na, as he like parachutes a car from a helicopter.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
So Kay and Jay go to the farmhouse, and they meet with the farmer and his farmer's wife to like just interview them, gain more information about this alien sighting that they had or didn't have. And Kay is like, in the comic book, he's pretty mean. He's a really mean guy. Whereas Jay is like more approachable because he's new to this.
That's kind of how it is in the movie, just not as
with the neuralizer, yeah.
Right, because in the film, like Agent K is like a definitely more straight laced, boring, like not as emotional guy. Whereas Will Smith's character, Agent J, is like caring about everyone they're neuralizing.
Yes,
a little more social in general.
Yeah.
So I guess they pulled that from the comic for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And as it goes on, the aliens actually come back, or it's only one alien, I should say. Their plan, J and K's plan, is that J is told to meet the alien as it comes down, so that K can shoot it from a distance. But when the alien lands, J talks to it, and all it says is that it wants a human projectile weapon to bring home as a gift to like the planet's queen, so that it can survive. Like, and it's kind of funny. Like Jay's like, "So you're just on a scavenger hunt?" And it's like, yeah, basically. So he just gives him its pistol and then it leaves.
Wow.
That's like the whole issue.
Basically. Scavenger hunt.
Wait, was it killing people?
No.
An intergalactic scavenger.
It wasn't there to kill people. It was just there to take a human weapon back to its planet.
Okay.
So that it could survive. Because I guess if it didn't bring back a human weapon, then it would die.
That's a sick game. Was it on like a reality
I wonder
TV
if you
show?
could classify
Perhaps,
what
like
is that alien?
Show?
What does that alien think could be a weapon? Because a fork could be a weapon.
This is true.
A spoon could be a weapon.
Yeah, it doesn't know the definition of a human weapon, I guess. Well, any weapon could be, but yeah, after reading that issue, I thought it was kind of weird because, I mean, of course, like, I'd say whether you're familiar with the movie or not, or reading the issue, you're like, oh, there's going to be a huge battle. They're going to fight the alien, yada, yada. And then it's just like, he just gives him a pistol and leaves. That's it. There was no fighting in there at all.
Okay.
Which it was kind of weird compared to the movie, knowing what happens in the movie at least, because the alien takes over the guy's skin and stuff. Let's move on to issue number 3. This is the last one we're going to talk about, and it's called Invocation. And
on vacation, they went on vacation.
No.
Oh, Invocation.
Invocation, yes.
Oh, my bad.
And the issue opens in Ohio, so we're already jumping from state to state here in America.
Okay.
Nothing in New York, right?
New Mexico to Oklahoma
not that I know
to
of.
Ohio, correct.
Not that I know of about New York. I don't remember if they say where the HQ is located, but we open in Ohio, and there's like these group of kids playing a game that looks like Dungeons and Dragons, basically.
Okay.
And one of the kids rolls a die, and it just summons a demon like out of their game.
Whoa!
This demon just like comes out of like a portal out of their game. So
now we're talking real paranormal type shit here.
Yes.
Okay.
And then so again, K and J are doing whatever they're doing at HQ, and then Zed comes in and is like, "You got to go to Ohio, check out the situation, for a demon that's wreaking havoc in the town." And then we see another mode of Men in Black transportation, and they get into like these underground tubes that like shoot you
bullet trains.
Just super fast.
It's like an underground bullet train.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
So I guess they're just connected to everywhere because you get in that tube and it sends you right to Ohio, and they get to this wrecked town. It looks horrible. Like there's just like houses destroyed and stuff's on fire. Everything's in chaos, and so they show up and they neuralize like the entire town, telling them that a tornado came through.
Oh my god!
The tornado was responsible for all this damage.
What did they have like a neuralizer on like an airplane or a helicopter just going through the sky?
I think they were in like
LTE,
a car.
Oh, okay.
Cell phone tower.
They're just going door to door.
They were in like a car, and they were just like just got everybody together.
They're just soliciting flashing lights to these people.
So they tell everyone it was a tornado, and then they go out to kill the demon with like this special like magic crossbow.
Whoa, crossbow!
Very cool.
Yeah, it's like a crossbow. Yeah, it was like a crossbow. It was unbelievable. They have like weapons for every single like breed of creature.
It's actually badass.
And again, like I said with the last issue, through this issue and how Kay handles the situation, because he just doesn't care. He doesn't care about these people's memories. He's just kind of an asshole, you know. And Jay is just more honorable, and he thinks too much about the situation. He wants to give these people at least good memories, or he just wants to do better about it. Where Cade doesn't care. He's not fazed by this at all. He's just trying to do his job. Mm-hmm. And as you've been listening, you can probably tell with the formula of these issues is that the comic structure is that K and J just work on new assignments every time, fighting and handling different threats of creatures and humans. Because the first episode's humans, and it's aliens,
just a drug cartel
and it's demons.
In the first one. There's nothing paranormal or weird about it.
So they're just bouncing from like incident to incident and trying to figure it out. That at least that's the structure looks to me. So, based on the first issue, what did you guys think about it?
I mean, I was entertained.
Story, illustrations, any sort of aspect.
I mean, probably more so the illustrations, because they were just like really cool. You're always something new to see, like very fine detail, and just that comic book style like I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
I didn't like it just because there was no aliens. I was so confused.
I agree. The first issue was
just
very
because,
weird.
Like I watched the movie first with you guys, then I read the comic, and coming off like the high of watching that movie, like all that enjoyment, and then reading a comic where I'm like, where the hell are the aliens? Like I don't understand what's going on. So for me, it was like totally off. Like I didn't like it at all. That's why I'm glad you read more episodes though, Drew, because now I understand. Okay, like aliens were part 2, part 3 had
a demon.
Demon. Like okay, now we're getting into the weird stuff, which is more of what I expect out of the Men in Black.
Yeah.
But the comic, I don't know, man. I wasn't really in on it. I don't really like comics. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Not a big comic guy.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. I mean, I agree with you, Brian. I mean, I agree with both of you guys because definitely the first issue, I was like, "What is going on here?" Like, at first I had no idea what was going on. I didn't get it. I didn't understand.
It was a tough story to follow.
It was.
Just gonna go ahead and say it.
Yeah, I mean, once you got to the end, it made a little more sense. Mm-hmm. And then as you read issues 2 and 3, it was like, okay, I get what's going on here now. But yeah, I like the drawings. I like comic books, but yeah.
But the movie version, I think, is way, way, way better. So let's talk about the movie.
Yeah.
The film implies, right, that aliens are living amongst us in New York and possibly other big cities, right? But mainly New York. They wanted New York. We said earlier, aliens could like blend in there, right?
Yeah, easily.
So many people. It kind of makes sense because it's such a dense area.
Yeah.
How would you guys react to meeting an alien? Just all of a sudden being like, wait, like you're not a human.
I mean, it depends on if they're trying to kill me, then I'd be terrified. But if we were having coffee, and
so if they're friendly, you're cool with it.
I'm cool with it.
You don't think you'd pass out? I could just see myself just hitting the deck, just going down.
I mean,
I don't think so. Yeah,
you got like there's 2 aspects to it. I mean, just based on our own like pop culture and stuff and movies that have given us different perspectives about aliens. Like you got Independence Day where they're invading. You got E.T. where it's like this dude who's just trying to get home. Like
Mac and me, we're trying to find a baby.
Oh my God, get out of here!
Don't remind me about that shitty movie.
So I think it's just you'd have to like just assess the situation and see what's going on. But I mean, I don't know, man. That would be interesting for sure. Don't really have an answer for that.
I would just hope they'd be friendly.
More of like an on the spot
I feel like answer. If we're thrown into a situation where there's like an alien that's coming here that's not friendly, I feel like you got no chance. You got no chance because they made it here. They found a way to get here. So
yeah.
They're way more advanced.
Oh yeah, absolutely for sure.
So as like, would you guys be an alien at all?
Well, like if I was an alien, like considered an alien on another planet.
Would you be an alien with like tentacles, but like you had to wake up and like put a fake human skin on and go to work, and have like the depression of being not a human and wanting to fit in?
It sounds like a tough life. Just being a creature, you're not around any of your own kind. Every day you have to live a fake life with a fake name, a fake body. You can't be yourself. It honestly sounds miserable.
Well, imagine being a human and putting on like a tentacle suit and going and living among a bunch of like
octopuses,
octopi aliens on their own planet. Mm-hmm. That would be terrifying.
How would you even know how to fit in? Like, could you imagine trying to fit in as another creature?
Yeah, you got to get used to their culture and how their mannerisms and all this other stuff.
It sounds exhausting. I'm not gonna lie.
Sounds awful.
I feel like I really feel for these aliens in New York. Like, tough life they're living out there.
I'd have to tune into like their local TV station to see how they handle themselves and
watch a couple YouTube
carry
videos.
themselves. Yeah,
they're like trying to figure out what the hell baseball is. They're like, what is this human game? I don't understand what they're doing. It'd be tough. It'd be really tough.
I mean, what about just Men in Black? Because remember in the movie, they have to leave everything behind. Your identity,
if you join them?
identity is wiped. All
Yeah,
of
they
your
erase you.
relationships, you have to sever them. You're basically dead.
Yeah, because I mean,
Couldn't do it.
It's not even like being dead. It's like not existing. So say
That too,
Bryan,
yeah.
say you join the Men in Black.
I
So then
wouldn't though.
So then the Men in Black are going to come here. They're going to wipe all our memories of you that you ever existed, and all of us will think you just were never even born. Like, that's crazy to think about.
I probably would only do it if I didn't have any family. And if I didn't have like a significant other or anything.
I think I would join in a second. Like, it'd be really hard to leave everything behind, but your life, like, how could you live your life knowing I could have, like...
What's the benefit?
I could have known
fighting aliens.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't know that. They would neuralize you.
The benefit is just knowing more than the average human being.
But you can't communicate with any other human beings.
But you still know.
Let's go back to that fake life. I'd rather live unknowingly and have a great time than live knowingly and wear a suit to work. And be
Yeah, and wear a suit to work. That's the real issue for you, huh? Like, is it because the suit you're wearing right now is starting to get itchy? It's starting to get on your nerves?
No.
Are you uncomfortable? You're sure?
I'm positive.
You still want to keep wearing those sunglasses? Both of you do.
Probably,
I love it,
yeah.
dude. I
You
mean,
like it?
once I take these off, I'm gonna have like imprints on the bridge of my nose. But
Yeah,
so,
it's all right.
whatever. We don't really need to talk about the film. Everyone knows.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like you just said, Drew. Like, we don't need to go into every single little plot point. This is a movie
Yeah.
we've all seen.
We wanted to just focus on the comic book
Yeah.
because I feel like, I mean, I don't want to assume things, but I just don't think a lot of people have read the comic book.
or even
right?
have heard of it.
Yeah.
Because it was news to me and Bryan that it even existed.
I mean, I would say, I know this is like final thoughts, but I just want to say it now. If you're if you like Men in Black, if the comic book sounds interesting, like just go read it. Just check it out for yourself.
Yeah, because you can just find it on the internet like we do,
Yeah.
right? You can just Google it and find it for free.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, super easy to access.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know. I just said that. Didn't want to get into final thoughts, but I guess let's just do it. Let's just go right into it.
Well, before I neuralize all of you guys, I'll share you.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Yeah,
So
actually, I
remember
should
this
just share
one
with the
quickly.
listeners.
Remember
This
this
is
one
actually your
quickly.
37th time listening to this episode. We've just been neuralizing you after every listen, and you've just been forgetting and resubscribing and unsubscribing
Yeah.
and resubscribing.
Give ourselves more downloads.
So you're just
Thank
boosting
you.
our ratings. So thanks for listening to this for the 37th time.
Yep.
Once you're done, we'll make sure to stop by your house and erase your memories so you can listen for the 38th time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you,
but
seriously.
Men in Black, huge fan of the movie. I've seen like 2 and 3, but like I don't really remember them, so just have to
Yeah.
like maybe binge those another day. But it's super entertaining, a lot funnier than the first time that I remember seeing it as a child.
Yeah.
I like aliens and sci-fi and like everything interesting and like expanding new ideas in a way. As for the comic, maybe I'll check out the next 2 editions. I don't know, maybe the new issues, but it kind of got me interested in comics again. I never was into them other than like Captain Underpants and like this one they're on Bones.
Captain
I think.
Underpants.
If they would even count, but
Tra-la-la.
yeah, I mean, for me at least, I'd probably go 3.5 out of 5.
All right.
I like your rating. I approve. I approve a 3.5 out of 5. I mean, my big thing on this is just I forgot how funny this movie was. Like it really
Yeah,
shocked me.
I agree.
How often all 3 of us were laughing out loud.
That's true.
It's low key hilarious, and that's like a good enough reason. If you're listening to this, like go back and watch this movie if you haven't seen it in a while, because it is literally just like low key funny. Something I was thinking as I was watching it is like, does this movie hold up even though it's 20 plus years old? It completely does.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
everything in it would like stand today. I think it's a film that's going to last probably forever. You know, you'll be able to show this.
It's got Will Smith again. We could just hit that again and just
Does anyone not like Will Smith?
exactly.
I feel like everybody likes Will Smith.
I don't think I've ever heard.
I mean, he doesn't
anyone.
even swear when he raps. That's how likable he is. He doesn't even curse. He doesn't even curse.
Right.
Oh man, I love Will Smith. Fresh Prince of Bel Air, like that show was like the
Great.
bomb growing
Yeah.
up. But whatever.
Shout out.
Back to Men in Black. Low key, like I said, this movie's hilarious. One of my favorite parts was when they're taking the test, right? When it's all like the army guys and Will Smith, and they have to take the test in like that egg chair, and
Okay.
everyone's like breaking their pencils. That's probably the funniest part of the movie.
They really had to make known just how uncomfortable they were.
It was really funny, and it reminded me of like taking tests in college and being uncomfortable, like because your desk is too small at the chair in the
Right.
in the you know the what's it called where you have class, like an
Lecture
assembly
hall.
hall, a lecture hall, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
You got like a small desk, or like the room's too hot and there's no air conditioning.
Okay.
And you're just like pissed off taking
That
your
one
test.
asshole's like sniffing his nose
Yeah,
like every
or
5
Or
seconds.
someone's coughing a bunch near
Yeah.
you, and it's bothering you, and you're trying to take a test. So I thought that was funny because we've all taken tests before where we've been, uncomfortable. And I love the buddy cop aspect of this movie as well. Like a lot of movies do that, and just
Yeah,
it
totally.
always works. It always seems to work.
Yeah, I feel you guys. I'm going to go 3 out of 5 on this. I think you guys summarized what I like about this movie, so I'm not even going to mention my thoughts about the movie because it's a very good film. And I just want to go back to the comic book. I think, I was really excited to read this comic book. I had no idea what to expect. After reading it, I think I was a little underwhelmed, but I don't think that really matters because without the comic book, the movie wouldn't exist.
Yeah,
So
true.
that's the most important part about this, these origins of these films. And unfortunately, I don't want to say unfortunately, I mean, of course the movie gets the spotlight, which is kind of shitty to the guy who made the comic book because that's the original material, but I mean, sometimes that's just the way things are.
Well, and just the average person wants to watch a movie, not read a book.
Yeah.
Let's just be real.
It's true.
That's the world we live in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if the book has all pictures, it's easier to read.
It is, yeah. It's very easy to read.
Nah, let me just watch Netflix.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, comic book, movie, they're both very interesting pieces of entertainment. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, absolutely.
I'll take anything with aliens. I
Now,
like aliens.
yeah, right.
No matter what platform you're using to listen to us, I want it to be known that we're available on iTunes, YouTube, and Spreaker. You can also find us on Instagram at screenplay_junkie. If you like our content, please be sure to follow our channels so you can stay in the loop with new episodes and quick movie reviews. Feel free to give us a rating or drop us a comment on any of these mediums. Any feedback or interaction is greatly appreciated. Got any scripts you think we should read or movies we should review? Shoot us a message on our Instagram or email us at screenplayjunkie.show@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. On the next episode, we're going to talk about the 1995 comedy starring Ben Stiller, Heavyweights. Thank you for listening. Hope you can join us next time.